can hear in the chat, please let me know. Thanks. Good. Thank you. Loud and clear. Where's my reverb? My reverb on? Loud and clear. Turn that off. I'm stupid. We don't. All right, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to this special live stream. What is this live stream about? I don't know, actually. I need to get my desk a little bit in order. I've not been here for a while. I've been away, but now I'm back. And everything's not the way it should be. Oh, where do I put? Okay, I'll put that there. I'll put that there. And that needs to go behind. Oh, damn it. The mic cable needs to go back over here. Ah, there we go. And the headphone. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now I have good right-hand access to my beer and vape and the mixer. Good. Just turn that down a little bit. So. This down a little bit. There we go. So, you may have noticed over the last few months that I've been live streaming with this thing I've called Host, and it's taken over my life. I can't really think about anything else. I'm doing it every day, whenever I have some free time. I am working on this, and yes, it's completely taken over my life. I am in love with it, and I also kind of hate it at the same time, which means I'm having a healthy relationship with it. What is it? Just wait for this crash to come and go. Well, it's a application I made in Max to make music with. Almost completely improvised, but not quite, because there are sort of algorithms in there. Hello, user-friendly sounds. Hello, everyone in the chat. Wait for this crash to come and go. I can't talk over the crash. Oh, there we go. Right. And I thought that I would talk about it because it's now I feel like I'm at a good point with it, where I have a clear idea, a vision, and decisions that I've made to move it to the next stage, I think, anyway. And also, lots of people have been writing to me and saying, I watched your host live streams and now I'm buying Max. And which is very nice. And I thought that maybe people might like to ask some questions. Now, YouTube has completely changed the stream settings. I logged in to start the stream. It's completely different. I couldn't find my stream key. It looks weird. It sort of looks the same, but it looks different. It's mildly upsetting. I'm going to turn that crash off, actually. It's kind of, turn that crash off. But they've added some new features, such as polls, which I've done during these streams. We've done some polls. And I thought I would try a Q&A. Now, I watched a video about how to do this. I think I know how to do it. So I'm going to try and do. You don't have to. You don't have to take part in the Q&A. Please explain this black magic sorcery. It's not black magic. It's more like a. It's not black magic. It's more like a Terry's chocolate orange. Say something. Ask me questions about host or anything really. ... question mark percentage sign. Start Q&A. Right, the Q&A has started. So ask a question and see what happens. So I can see any just ask me. It doesn't just ask me. It doesn't matter. I just want to see what happens. If no one asks me a question, then I'll just sort of talk about stuff that I've done. Because this was a lot of work. Sometimes entire nights, at least 2 hours a day. Generally 4 to 5 hours a day when I have the time. I have a lot of free time. Oh, is it Seinfeld or Is it Seinfeld? Is it Seinfeld core or sine core? It's whatever you want. The reason why Seinfeld came in was because I was re-listening, actually maybe for the third time, to an audiobook recommended to me by User Friendly called The 90s. And there's a big bit in it about Seinfeld, and I realized that I've never actually watched Seinfeld, so I watched it, and oh my God, is it not funny? For about 3 or 4 seasons, and then suddenly, roughly around season 4 to season 6, maybe 7, it suddenly became one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. And then I think Larry David leaves, and it sort of stops being funny. And I was just, I was watching Seinfeld and working on this Max patch, and so I thought I'm just going to sample it and put it in. Can it do odd time signatures? No, it can't. Well, it probably could, but I've never tried doing odd time signatures in Max. So that's a good question, because this pretty much entirely works on a ramp-based system. So all of the sequences, let me turn this down a little bit. All of the sequences are driven by a phaser. Now, I'm sure that if I set the time signature to, let's have a look at the transport. Let's zoom into the transport here. I've never actually, time sig, here we go. Yeah, there is a time sig message. Let's look at the help file. Time signature 4/4. Yeah, so I probably could do it. I haven't tried it, and it might throw the whole thing off, because I've gone for 4/4, and so much of what's going on in all of the patches depends on 4/4, that some of the sequences might sort of go a little bit weird. I'm up for trying it though. Not that I particularly care much for odd time signatures, but I'll leave that message there to remind me. Remind me later. Where are we now? Right, let's zoom out. Let's lock. The answer is yes. I just haven't added them in yet. A. I have to click before. I never saw a DJ knob. What does DJ knob DJ? So the DJ knob is actually, whoa, what am I doing? What have I just done? I've zoomed in like way too far. So the DJ knob, I'm lost. In Max 9, they introduced these ABL objects, which are a new suite of objects which use the same DSP that's in a lot of Ableton devices. And in 9.1, excuse me, they added the auto filter, the new revised auto filter from Live 12, and which includes the auto filter DJ filter. So that is what I'm using, and it's absolutely brilliant. If you sweep up, I mean, I can probably do it with something better than this if I sort of open. If you sweep up, you get a high pass. If you sweep down, you get a low pass. And I suspect it's probably based on sort of on those Pioneer DJ mixers. It's really good, actually. It's really nice on snares. You can take a snare and turn it into a clap or a rim shot. I really like it. It kind of got me thinking, actually, that I wonder how much like electronic music from, you know, maybe the past 20, 25 years, let's say 20 years, maybe when Pioneer mixers became quite mainstream and had that EQ on it. Like how much of that EQ has been used in music? Like people who were making tracks were thinking, oh, I'm going to run it. I'm going to run the drums through the Pioneer mixer because I really like the EQ, that DJ EQ. It was just something I thought about. Don't know if it's really relevant or not. So the DJ knob just basically does a little DJ filter. High pass that way, low pass that way, and then there's resonance. And there's one of those on each track. So perhaps I could talk about the tracks. Each track has 3 items in it. You have a machine. I didn't really know what to call these things, so I called them machines. You load a machine into a machine. Then it goes into 1 send effects and 1 insert effects. But because these are all using poly tilde, they don't have to be just 1 send effects. It could be a whole other host loaded inside. I'm not going to do that. That would be terrible. So when I started, like, if I could, maybe I could go and load like host 1 or something. Let's go to host. Let's go to, what have I got here? Have I got host? Let's look at host 1. Host 1 was basically the slicer up here, then the drum machine, then the bass synth, then, oh my God. Turn that down. Then a handful of stuff down here. So everything was just kind of hard, was all on the top level. It was all sort of in this, wow, it's really big. It was all in this sort of top level. Everything was on the main patch. And that became very, very difficult to keep on top of. And I thought, even though that I kind of know my way around here, this is not acceptable. So over the course of time, everything is now being put into B patches. So if I unlock this, we can sort of zoom out and see that everything is much more organized now. Every sort of component is in its own region and its own patch. So this thing down here is just 1 B patch, and each of these are single B patches. So these are the tracks, and that's just basically 8 instances of the same B patch. And that's kind of quite nice, because if you want to work on something, you only need to work on 1 version, and then it's duplicated across all the other versions because it's basically a copy. So I have currently made a decision. Before I got really into this idea of, I had like sort of 15 years worth of patches in a folder, and I was going through some of them, and I was like, oh, I remember this one was quite good. And I was thinking it would be really nice to be able to find a way to load these patches so that I can play them rather than having them all in 1 patch. And so I looked into the idea of being able to dynamically load patches and think about, this is Max, like, you can do this stuff. Why shouldn't I be able to do it? So I decided to put some time into trying to work out how to do it. And I decided to go with loading everything into poly tilde. And then I started thinking, great, all of these single patches that I've made, I can just stick in a folder and then I can load them in a poly and then I can open them and they'll play and I can crossfade or mix between each of them or whatever. And then I started thinking, no, that's horrible. Like, actually, that's not what I want. So now I'm slowly streamlining everything down to single machines, I'm going to call them. So, for example, I made this sort of poly synth, which is just crapped out on me. Are you going to do anything? I'll bang the sequence. Oh my goodness me, right. So this is just a very basic poly synth, which is just a placeholder for me developing it a little bit further. Everything kind of plays by itself. Every single machine will have its own built-in sequencer. And the idea is that when I load a machine and I open it up, it's just going to start doing stuff. And then I can just kind of play with it, change the parameters, see where it goes, and maybe change presets or something. Presets is quite tricky. But I'm getting there. So this is like a sort of generative poly synth. And everything's kind of got its own sort of chance that it's going to happen. So this is full chance. And then this is like low chance. It's, yeah, that's going to need a little bit more work. But it's fine. It's fine for now. What's nice about this is that I've been able to work on it and be able to perform with each iteration. So rather than work on it and decide now it's ready to play, it was like it was always ready to play from the start. When it was an absolute mess, it still worked and it was still fun to play with. And I've just sort of carved it out so that it's a little bit more organized. I'm not getting many questions, so I'll go back to the live chat. Hi, live chat. What does the crash keep? All right, so you've all been asking questions, but I couldn't see them in the Q&A. I'm sorry. Please explain the black magic. Hi, Ned. What led you down this path? So different channels, instruments, and full patterns. How are you? Average flight speed of a sparrow. What are there multi-sequences or just main one? Why does the crash keep coming in randomly? What was the most tricky part to build? Apps. Why didn't you ask me these questions in the Q&A? Should I just fuck the Q&A off? When can we try ourselves? Well, one of these machines I've put on my Patreon. So join my Patreon. Invest in the Ned Rush and you will get access to this. It would be really, really satisfying to make it a standalone, and you can do that in Max. You can go build collective application. That would be really. You didn't see the Q&A. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I've never done this before, but like it's at the top, right? At the top of the chat. You haven't listened to anything I've said. You are a dick. How is the CPU usage these days? It's the same. Where is the CPU? Where's the CPU gone? Where's my CPU meter? Where is it? Where's it gone? I think it's down here somewhere. There it is. What happened to you? Where did you go? Oh, it's hiding behind that. Okay, let's move that out. Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. So it's currently at 19%. Isn't that nice? It fluctuates. Why Q&A is YouTube's UI flop? You can't get VSTs into those machines. You can. You can. So actually, as it stands, the radio drum is using the radio VST. So, of course, you can absolutely run VSTs inside these machines. I haven't done that yet. But it's possible. We'll do some radio drum later. Why does it not look like previous streams? Well, I've made some changes, partly to do with I've tidied up the tracks a bit. I've added this new multi-track looper over here, which we'll get to later. I've tidied up my scale matrix, and I've just removed lots of things because they were bored. And down here I've got my mixer matrix thing, which I've been working on, which is... Oh, what was that? That funny little noise. What the hell is that? Oh, it's the radio thing. Let's turn that off. Yeah, let's turn these all down. Okay, shall I just stop the Q&A? Because it's just sort of like, it's really weird. Like, when I go to Q&A, I can only see the questions. And if no one's asking any questions, I can't see them. I'm just going to fuck it off. Fuck Q&A. I'll just do it in the chat. Do it old school. Am I building this in Ableton or Max? This is all Max standalone. Where is Elaine? Don't get me started on Elaine. This is really cool. With a big ass touch screen, it would go hard. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Might be a bit of a pain in the ass. I sort of designed it specifically just to use with the mouse. I kind of had like big ideas of using Mirror on the iPad, but actually, I actually kind of want it to be very, very automated and just click a button and then it just does a thing, rather than, you know, thinking about having hands-on control. Because I started thinking, you know, what do I actually really like doing when I do music, when I do electronic music? And I started thinking back to when I started doing electronic music, when I had literally nothing apart from the home computer and a copy of Fruity Loops and Cool Edit and a few other things. And all I had was the mouse. And I just thought, wow, I made so much stuff back then with just the mouse. And I started thinking the mouse is incredibly powerful. Why not just use the mouse? So this has all been entirely designed for the mouse. So I'll talk a little bit about each track. So you load a machine in. So I've loaded a polysynth into this, right, and I've just reloaded it. That's interesting. So if I actually click it, it reloads it again. That's interesting. I'll make a note of that. So you load in an instrument, and then what you've got on each channel strip, as it were, is you can open it, you can bypass it, and you can there's a bang. So generally I set up this sort of protocol, I don't know if it's a protocol, like a system where it's like, if I'm going to make a patch, then I'm going to have these specific inputs and these specific outputs. So there's 2 outputs for stereo, and then there's 3 inputs, one to select the clock speed, one to bang whatever needs to happen, and one control. So often the bang generates a sequence, and the control often determines the chance that the sequence is going to happen. So I became quite interested in this idea of clock probability, like what is the chance that a logic gate is going to open in order to let the clock through in order to drive the patch, which I thought was kind of interesting. Something you can't really do in Ableton, although I did it in a video using MIDI effects once, a long time ago. So you have a control, then you have the DJ filter. Then you have a gain, which is just a level. Then you go into Ascend effects. So we can load up a shimmer reverb here, which is using Ableton's shimmer reverb. And then there's a one control for the send. So similarly for the send effects, there's a clock. There's a bang because some of these effects can have sequences and they're all polyphonic and they're tuned to the global scale. I'll get to the global scale later. Then there's a send, then there's a one parameter tweak to tweak it, and then there's a level, and you can bypass it. Then there's an insert effect, which I've called IFX. None of these are any good apart from one, which isn't really that good either. So you turn it on, and then you... Oh. That's quite good. So, yes. And then the tweak just kind of sets the probability for that. And then there's a clock for that, blah, 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 blah. Then there's transients using Ableton's drum bus, the drum bus DSP. And there's one of those per track. That all gets summed together and then goes to the main, which can't go above 0 dB. So no matter what happens, no matter how shit-faced I get, I can't go above 0 dB. Good stuff. How do you manage your scales quantization? Okay. My phone is going off. So, good question about the scales. Because it took me a while to work out how I actually wanted to make Max sound satisfyingly musical. And generally, I think when people go into Max, if they're coming from DAW world and MIDI world, it's quite easy to think that you need to do all the tuning with MIDI, which is fine. I, however, was coming back to Max. How can I make this story short? I got into Eurorack for a little while. And then whilst I was playing around with Eurorack, I realized, hang on a minute, I can do all this in Max. Why aren't I just doing that? So I stopped Eurorack, came back to Max, and started doing everything with MSP signals. Because it's exactly the same core concept. So pretty much all of this is signal based. There's no MIDI. Nothing is 0 to 127. Everything is either 0 to 1 or -1 to 1. And so with the scales, let's close that down. With the scales, which are here, I've just introduced this scale matrix, which isn't really perfect yet. But what I can do, and it's only doing diatonics at the moment, but what I can do is I can say, I've got my root notes down here and my modes here, and then I can say, I want to go to D sharp Lydian, or I want to go to F sharp Phrygian, or G Mixolydian, or something like that. And it sort of doesn't entirely work yet. But I kind of thought, oh, it would be nice to just sort of quickly change keys. But what that actually does is bangs a message, which is all the intervals. So you can see here, major 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. So those are with the octave 12. That goes into Vexper, which divides that by 12 into a list funnel, into a peak, which goes into a buffer. So this buffer, so what I've done is I've taken all of those integer numbers and divided them by 12 so that they are equally spaced between 0 and 1. So the quantization is actually all happening with audio. Turn up your mic. Why do I need to turn my mic up? Like, it's nearly at full, but everything's at 0. Turn your speakers up. How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm as loud as I can possibly go before the world explodes. Come on, mate. You've been watching for a long time. You must have worked this out by now. turn your speakers up. If I go any louder, it'll be like that, and that is bad, right? We don't want that. I'm at 0. Everything's at 0. I'm at broadcast volume. I've researched this stuff. 1,000 times. Damn it, what was I saying? Yes, so I'm working between 0 and 1. So the integers get divided by 12, converted to floating point numbers, written to a buffer, and then that acts as the scale. So this buffer here, which is actually also represented here by this buffer is effectively the global quantize for the entire patch. So any patch that I make where I reference this buffer called scale will refer to the contents of the buffer. So I'm essentially using a buffer like a lookup table, but I'm doing it in audio range, 0 to 1 or -1. So for example, if I went to something like the polysynth. So let's open the polysynth and let's unlock it. Let's have a look inside. Now, this is going to be slightly tricky because I've fixed the windows, but if we go to, let's go inside the poly, and you'll see that there is a waveform, there is a wave tilde object here called wave scale at interp 0. So that is referring to the quantization buffer, the note quantization buffer. So any audio signal that I route into it, whether it's a sine wave, a ramp, or random signals, it will get snapped to those values. Then you multiply it by 12, you round it to 1, you offset it by whatever octave you want, in which case this is 48. Then you do MIDI to frequency, and then it goes into your synths, and then you've got your note quantization. I like this better because it means that you can use any standard audio signal to get tuned pitches out. And anytime that I want to change the scale, I just repopulate the buffer with the right numbers. So here, I don't know if you can see, but if I click these, then it's going to change all of those. And because this is sort of because the naming convention has no special symbols at the start, every single object that references scale will refer to this buffer. When I worked that out, how to do that, I was like, holy shit, that's it. I'm not using anything else now. This is it. So that was a real light bulb moment that gave me a hell of a lot of motivation to go much further into this and pursue it a little bit more, because I like MIDI, but at the same time I don't, and I don't really like MIDI in Max. It's a lot of lists. Now I like lists for certain things, but for MIDI it's a little bit much. You have to get note off messages, you have to unpack streams of lists into other streams in order to process them however you want. And you know, I was coming from playing around with Eurorack for a few years where it's like, okay, so I can run a sine wave into this sample and hold and trigger it and latch these signals. That's kind of fun. And then you start to get these ideas, these sort of things, and then you quantize it, and then these things come out, and I was thinking like, wow, I don't know how I could have done this with MIDI. And it turns out Max could have done it the whole time. Any kind of like digital modular environment could have done it the whole time. I just didn't know. So that's how the scales work. And I made the scale matrix so that I can just sort of, what I'd like to do now is make a sequencer for the scale matrix. So if I want to go from C Ionian to F Aeolian over the course of 64 bars or something, then I can kind of do that. And every single patch will move with it. So that's how the quantization works. Any other questions? Oh, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This chat. Where's Elaine? I like that the bird radio you catch. When you use YouTube clips, does host use them live online? Yes. So Max now has this thing called JWeb tilde, which allows you to load the internet inside the Max patch with audio. So I can go and get any, let's look for goats, goat sounds, YouTube. See if we got some goat sounds. This is probably, the problem is the bloody adverts. So yeah, I can just paste this in here and then click the bang, and then I bet we get adverts. Oh no, we don't get, okay, so this is coming out now, is it? Oh, did I turn the, why aren't I getting any sound? The fuck, what happened? What happened here? Why is there no sound? Oh, it's bypassed. Here we go.
Mom? Mom!
It's supposed to be auto-tuned. So I put like an auto-tune on YouTube so that when I load it, let's try this one. What's this one? It's just going to have adverts. Oh, crapola.
Sweeten your holidays.
Stupid bloody adverts. Talk over the adverts. Blah, 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 blah. Skip. Okay, let's see what... This isn't really that good, actually. Let's try slowing it down a little. There we go, yeah. So that's auto-tuned. So I can like run that into like a nice resonator or something. Is that actually working? Yeah, there we go. So that goes to the auto. Yeah, I mean, it's just silly, really, isn't it? But so yeah, Max JWeb tilde, you can load the internet in your Max patch with audio, and so I thought, oh well, I'll just stick some auto tune on it, and that could be fun. Wait, I go to Q&A, or here I have questions. How do you manage your scale quantization? We've done that. I use TouchDesk and a tablet to control the VSTs and the mouse, so they're very nice. What's the I/O of such an instrument in Max terms? Well, it's just going to 9 and 10 on my mixer. For a little while, I was playing around with it multi-channeled out, so each track was going to one track on my mixer, but I didn't like it. I decided I didn't really need that, but it's all just down to stereo. Is a subpatcher you load from a folder of several? Yeah, so there's a folder structure, which is horrible at the moment. There's one folder for samples, one folder for poly voices, one folder for the machines, one folder for wavetables. I've been trying to make my own wavetables for certain types of functions to try and use less MSP objects using 2D.wave tilde just to read wavetables for certain types of LFOs or certain types of oscillator type things. I saw the global scale to the right there. No more sequences on the main page. There's no sequences on the main page. All the sequences just kind of happen themselves. The only things that have sequences are the drum machine, which I've now just called drum machine, and the bass synth, which I made, or the mono synth, which I made this week, which I'm really pleased with. We'll go into that into more detail a bit later, but they've kind of got actual sequences in. Currently, at the moment, everything else just kind of does what it wants. It's got sequences in it. They're randomly generated, but I don't really control them very much. What's the poly in poly comment about? Yeah, so all of these are instances of poly. So this poly synth is a poly, but inside there's another poly, which is the voice, and then that goes into another poly, which I can then dynamically load in and out. You can do poly inside poly, which is very interesting. So I haven't really done a huge amount of that, but I was kind of thinking, I wonder if I need to, you know, when working with ADSRs, whether I should think about having like polyphonic ADSRs or just having one ADSR per poly voice. Anyway, it's a real rabbit hole. And I kind of got a little bit sort of overwhelmed by it and decided to not pursue it much further. Turn your mic up, Ned. Sounds flat. Sounds the same as usual to me. 1,000 times. 1,001 now. Okay, thanks. Good to know. Your audience likes digital distortion. Wow. I love distortion and all things dubstep and breakcore. If it's red, it just sounds better to me. That's nice. Apply a scale on an EQ. I'm not sure what that means. I guess, yes, there is a bang button. They have sequences. So we get crazy with the maniac feedback loops. Oh yeah, sequencer like click 4 scales and tempo and then loop and then something like that. Goats. What do you think the Arsenal squad about? I don't know. I think might have come to the wrong live stream with that one. Why no panning solution on each track? Oh, fuck panning. Who cares about panning? Pan this. Panning. No, the panning, all the instruments are mono, and rather than pan them, I don't really like panning. What I like is I generally like a close to mono mix and the atmosphere to be stereo. So like, yeah, that's kind of, when I think about mixing stuff, when I make tracks and I mix them, I really actually genuinely just like everything mono. And then I like to stereoize it using reverbs and delays and things going on behind the mono mix. That's unless you're doing, it really depends on the context, of course. So if you're like recording like one electric guitarist and you want a really thick sound, then yeah, do a hard pan, left, right, and in the middle and triple track the guitar part. But when it comes to things like kicks and snares and bass, I'm just sort of like, well, no one wants to pan those anyway. And then very, very quickly, I just start to think, why bother panning anything at all? So everything is generally quite dead center. The stereo happens when you start sending things in the context of this patch, when you start sending things to reverbs and resonators and other things, which I'm getting to later. I don't really think I need to pan anything, because I sort of the fact that I'm trying to give each machine, each patch its own probability. I really kind of want things to weave in and out. I'm not mixing songs. It's a groove box. It's a psychedelic groove box. So, I'm not really kind of thinking like, I need this here, I need that there in the panorama. I'm just thinking it's more about when things happen rather than where they are. I don't speak English and you didn't read my message, but you got me. Oh, I'm sorry. What, did I misunderstand something? Oh yeah, sequence of 4 clicks. Why no panning? Will the host ever be for sale? Maybe. Maybe panning effects. Yeah, so I mean, the polysynth might be mono, but then I might send it into like a stereo delay, which will whiz around or whatever. Yeah, so you can change the color. You can change the color, and any instrument that you open will change color too. You can hide the toolbar, which is very nice. What did I? Oh yeah, there's like I found out this new thing about Max which I didn't know, which is if you make a panel, you can go to the inspector and choose allow drag. So that means that you can put a panel somewhere on the patch and use the panel to click and drag. That is fucking awesome. You don't need to click and drag the title bar anymore. You can just click and fucking awesome. Changed everything. Changed my world. One of the brilliant things about this project is how rewarding it feels to discover something that you didn't know. I've been playing around with Max now for 15, nearly 20 years. And every day is school. There's just something that it's like, oh my God, that's so cool that it does that. Why it's really when you get into a really big project like this that it's this really satisfying balance between deploying your knowledge that you've worked hard to acquire and still gaining new knowledge along the way. It's I really like it, and that's kind of why I've sort of become a little bit addicted to it. The color for playing outside must be cool. But I haven't played outside, but I never thought about that. Yes, because maybe if I don't know, I generally tend to have it around this area. I sort of like this sort of military, sort of military green, military gray, military blue, military mauve, like khaki. I have very, very poor taste in color schemes. I like the sort of darker. You can go to sort of, I've also turned the saturation down. That's kind of quite nice. Sort of. Yeah, I generally sort of like it around here. When is this being released? I don't know, but I am considering it. I just don't know how I'm going to do that because there are so many things that need to be included. There's a huge, I mean, if we go to the actual project folder, so this is the folder, and, you know, I've got a folder for B patches, which is actually I'm not using anymore. I've got a folder for, I mean, if we go to the players, so before I was calling them machines, they were called players. So I've got like all of these folders for all the various voices that get loaded into Poly, but then get loaded into other polys. Then there's this one here. I don't know how I would get that all so that when you download it, it knows the file path, because this is all very dependent on file paths. For example, I've got a samples folder, and then each of these folders have a file path that the Max patch then is. So if I move this somewhere and load it, it's not going to work because it doesn't know the file path. So it seems a little bit stupid to share something and then say to everyone, by the way, you need to specify the file path for everything, because people are going to go, oh, what is the file path? Because that's how I imagine everyone talks that I've never heard speak. And I don't want to have to go through that. But I am seriously considering it. But this mono synth that I've made, which we'll have a look at now, this I've put into Max for Live, and you can get on my Patreon right now. So invest, if you want to invest in me, then it will, you'll get it eventually. But for right now, actually, it's kind of just for me. It's actually just, it's just my own little pleasure place. It's my me time machine. Because I was kind of like, I was getting a little bit sort of, it was coming to the end of the year, and I was like, yeah, okay, I've done some gigs. I did release an album, but I'm still that fucking tutorial guy. And I was like, I just want to make loads of music. And so I kind of made this because I just want to crap a load of music on the internet. And I've already done 7 shows, which is roughly about 20 hours already of music that like I made on the spot. And I just thought, I just want to make something so that I can go online whenever I want and just jam and just leave music on the internet. Because making albums conceptually is quite draining. And I just kind of thought, I want to have something where I can just have fun. So I was sort of thinking of it, I'm kind of doing DJ sets of music that don't exist yet. That's sort of the tagline that I've been sort of saying to myself, mantraing to myself. Okay, so this is a new mono synth that I made this week, which is a coming together of various bass or mono synth patches, which I was using in the live streams, which I've now put into this single device. So we will clear the matrix. So what we have is a wavetable synthesizer twice, and then the same wavetable being used to FM the other ones. Then we have an LFO, we have a sample and hold, we have a filter, and then we have various types of filters, but rather than hard switching between a low pass and a high pass and a band pass and a notch, you can just mix. I kind of thought, why not just mix the filters? Why not do that? Why do people not do that? Why do I have to hard switch between a low pass and a high pass? Why can't I have both at the same time and mix between them? So all my polysynths now, all my synths are going to have this. Then there's a pitch sequencer, sequencer 1, sequencer 2, and a trigger sequencer. And then there's this matrix down here. So to start with, I could say load a quick trigger sequence in here, patch the trigger to the amp decay. Let's turn up the gain here. And dial that in. Whoa, that's fucking... Gosh, that sounds good. It's got some shimmer reverb on. Let's turn that off. Or maybe turn it back on. It sounded quite good. Very nice. Oh, excuse me. I've been not babysitting. I've been looking after my niece for a week, and she finds burping very funny. So, as you can imagine, we get on quite well. You should include the being a mouse app part of the marketing. Yes, maybe. I don't know. I sort of, I can prattle on about this crap for ages, but I think like people have. I like. No, I'm going to save that one for another time. I'm going to save that rant for another time. Can you send your mic into the patch? I can't right now, but I could easily. Yeah, I could easily have a machine that's real-time input. I was thinking I'll make something that I can plug my guitar into and sample the guitar and work that into the patch somehow. But currently, it cannot do that. Anyway. So, yes. So this is... I can't really... Oh, no. It might be a little bit small. I'm sort of... trying to make everything floating windows. But anyway, this is this mono synth. So I've patched the trigger to the amp decay. I'm going to randomize a pitch sequence here, put these pink ones down to the root note, and then I can patch the pitch sequence to the pitch of the oscillator. And then we can start to hear some bass lines. Now I'm going to go up an octave. Let's maybe send it to less shimmer reverb. The shimmer reverb is not part of that. So this is a wavetable. This is a wavetable FM subtractive additive. It's just everything. So we can change the position here, and there's this little visualization here of the wave shape here. So now we've got, if you go to 0.25, that's a triangle. If you go halfway, it's a square. If you go to 0.75, it's a saw. Go here, it's a sine wave again, but if you go to about 0.9, 0.8, it's a saw and a sine. Very satisfying. So that's the wave table. I can dial in the second one and detune it. Have it an octave up or an octave lower. Gosh, that sounds quite good, isn't it? Really pounding. Right, okay. And then there's a sub oscillator. It sounds so beefy anyway, you can't really hear the sub. And then there's and then down here's the FM section. So I've kind of got multiplications of the frequency or fixed, a little bit like operator. So let's try this now. So yeah, the FM is the same wavetable synth as the main one. So you can change the wavetable position and apply the FM. So if you want to sweep around a triangle to a square whilst FMing the other one, which is sweeping around between a triangle and a square, then you can do that. So there's a huge amount of sort of harmonics that come in. It sort of sounds a little bit like the Bacillus Iteritatis alter, which I had for a little while, which I don't think is doing. I think that was more like a digital wave shaping synth thing, but it's giving me the same sort of vibes. So these are fixed. Sorry, no, they're not fixed. These are multiplications of the frequency. Or you can go to just free frequency of the FM. Yeah, very nice. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So it's a wavetable FM kind of hybrid type thing. And it will do bass lines, lead lines, and also drums and sort of percussion and stuff, like monophonic synth sounds. So now what we can look at is maybe, let's sort of reset all of this. Get like a sort of, let's get like a sine wave back in or something. Yeah, okay. Is the bottom grid for presets? Yeah, so I've got some presets here. About the presets is that I have to like unlock the patch, open read only, play with it, save a preset, then save the patch. I can't like save the presets. I'm not really sold on the presets. I'm just using the preset object. I'm not using patter storage or auto patter or any of that stuff. That's like a whole other world which I'm still yet to explore, and I find it a little overwhelming. So I'm just sort of doing quick and dirty presets with the preset objects. But this one's fun. Is it this one or this one? And this is sort of like a little R2D2 type thing. Yeah, that's just sort of a donkey type. And this is sort of like a starting preset. Okay, yeah. So this is sort of just like a generic starting preset. So let's go with this. So what we can do now is have a look at the mod matrix. You can root sequencer 1, sequencer 2, triggered sequencer 1, and triggered sequencer 2. So sequencer 1, I've been getting into this thing now of I was thinking for a long time, my sequences are very, and I was thinking like they don't really have enough feel. So then what I decided to do was latch the sequences from the actual trigger, from the gate sequence. So if you imagine if you think about this this trigger sequence here that's going bomb, bomb, bomb. And then if I randomize sequencer 1 and say route sequencer 1 to the FM amount and dial that up a bit. So you can sort of hear how that's clearly going with the steps, right? Oh, wrong dial. This one here. So if I randomize that. But what triggered sequence does is that it latches the current step when it's triggered by the trigger sequence. So if we disconnect SEQ1 and use TSEQ1, you'll hear how the sequence gets latched by the trigger. So I've started taking this approach for like all of the sequences now. You can have an option between the sequencer just runs or it's sampled by the trigger, the gate, which can sound very nice. So there's two of those, T, SEQ1, SEQ2, then there's the trigger, then there's just a sample and hold, and then there's a triggered sample and hold, which is the same as the triggered sequencers. It's just random, but it's only latched when it gets a trigger. There's a decay mod, which is sort of a 303 style sort of down envelope that you can route to things, an LFO, and the pitch sequence. So the pitch sequence generally is for routing to the pitch. So if I route that and randomize the pitch, let's get rid of that. So, and I can attenuate that a little bit. So if I only want a little bit of the pitch sequence to go, and it's all quantized using the global scale. Let's make that a bit quieter, sorry. So that's no pitch sequencer going to the pitch. That's full pitch sequencer going to the pitch. I can also take the triggered sample and hold and route that to the pitch as well, to add like a little bit of variation to the sequence. Or the LFO. Oh, hang on. My favorite is to route the decay mod to the FM amount and get kind of like sort of donk sounds. That's nice. Yeah, there's a drive down here. It can really go quite monstrous. It's a little click, it's still a little clicky, but and then my new favorite thing is you can randomize the routing matrix. And sometimes you get nothing. You gonna do anything? Wow. also the LFO has a chance as well. So the LFO, when it has 0 chance, there is no LFO. But if you put it to about 50%, then sometimes you get an LFO, sometimes you don't. I like that as well. I nicked that from the Pamela's new workout. That idea, yeah. What if an LFO could have probability so that sometimes it wobbles, sometimes it does not? How do you avoid dropouts when switching instruments, effects in Poly? I don't really get any dropouts, but what I've been doing is I just bypass it. I just hit bypass first. In fact, I think I put something in the track, the machine track, to say that when I load something, it bypasses it first. Let's have a quick look. Did I do that? Let's go open. Let's have a look here. Oh, maybe I did not. I thought I put something in that was like, when it loads a patch, send the bypass and then load the patch first. It appears I did not. Maybe I just thought about putting that in. But I don't really get that many dropouts. In fact, out of all of the 7 shows that I've done with this, it's never crashed once. It actually mostly crashes when I'm just trying to work on it. But there's not really a huge amount of dropouts. I mean, we can sort of try it right now. If we sort of bring everything back here. What happened? Let's load a patch. So if I just go to like the drum machine. Now there's a little click, but it's, you know, when everything's kind of going, you don't really notice. But I've just been hitting bypass. Can you randomize the whole GUI? No, not currently. I mean, it would be tricky because there's lots of things in B patches. For example, this loop, that's the panel. This multi-track looper here is a B patch. These tracks here, they're all B patches. So I'm sure there's a way to do it. Yeah, so that's my cool monosynth. So this monosynth you can get on my Patreon right now. I've made a Max for Live version. It's exactly the same. It just runs in Max for Live. It doesn't do MIDI. You just start the transport and then use the instrument, use the sequencer, use the routing matrix, and you can get crazy sounds. It's very early stages, so don't expect it to save. Use it just as a sound box and record what it does. But lots of these things I will probably put into Max for Live at some point, and many of them are just things that already exist anyway on Isotonic Studios that I've just rebuilt just to work in this environment. So there's nothing really new here that I've done. There's nothing particularly groundbreaking. It's more about, for me, it's more about kind of creating this environment. I was thinking, I've used like so much stuff, hardware, software, and I was like, you know what, this is really good at this, but it sucks at everything else. This thing here is really good at that, but it sucks at everything else. This thing here is really good at this, but it sucks at everything else. So I was like, right, I'm just going to take the good bits of all of the various bits of software and hardware that I've used and get them all into one program. So, you know, doing everything with signals comes from the time I've spent with modular and actually trying to not use sequencers and instead use oscillators to generate musical events. The being able to just kind of randomize sequences, being able to have probability over whether something is going to happen on a top level control, having a multi-track looper. So let's have a look at the multi-track looper. Let's get a song going, some sort of groove going. Let's maybe something. Let's really rock it out, shall we? Get it going. Maybe I can make like a sort of 303 thing here or something. Try and make a 303 type sound, maybe with the. That's quite loud. Haven't put any like slide or glide in yet. Really loud. Even at like really low gain, that's incredible. I'll come down a bit on the master. There we go. It's really loud. One very important thing about the patch as well is that it's very, very loud. Sounds weird. Why does it sound weird? Okay. All right, that'll do. Let's go and get some drums. Let's do like a drum thing here. Let's see what this is going. Let's get this. Oh. Where's the one? I've lost the one. Oh, there we go. I feel much better already. There we go. When in doubt, pass out. So let's get these drums sounding a little bit more interesting. Let's try the transients here. Let's get rid of that shimmer reverb in it. Okay, that's nice. Okay, good. All right, okay. So we've got some drums, we've got some bass. Let's try the polysynth. Let's go for yeah, that'll do. Right, okay. Let's go for let's try the polysynth now. Let's see if we can get the polysynth to do something nice. Let's just put that into some reverb. Nothing groundbreaking, no quite. Yes, I'm going to buy it. Huge work, big thing. I knew it. Nothing. Yay, new host stream. Sounds like we are a collective hive mind. Even better, the host is hosting host. Ask some questions. Perhaps when it's available for sale, you could personally visit everyone who buys to set the path through. It would. I'd have to do like a video about how to set the file path. That would be lame. All right, so I'm gonna need another beer in a minute. Right, okay, so let's close all of these. We've got a bass line, we've got a drum beat, we got a polysynth. Let's maybe use the mono synth again to try and maybe do like a fun like lead line or something. So I'm going to clear the matrix. Let's route the... Maybe we could try... Let's just try the sample and hold to the pitch. And then try it to the amp decay. I wonder if this would work. I wonder indeed. Let's have a listen. Probably not. No, I think that might not work. Okay, so instead, let's put the trigger. Okay, let's do pitch to the pitch sequence. Let's do trigger to the amp decay. Oh, I need to turn it up. There we go. Oh, maybe it would have worked then. Okay, let's try that again. All right, let's do sample and hold to the pitch and LFO to the amp decay. See if this works. Oh no, maybe not the no. Let's try the sample and hold to the amp decay. Ah, there we go. Sounds. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Okay, that sounded bad, but that's okay. We'll put some reverb on it, it'll be fine. Oh! Not there. Okay, so we've got like a handful of things now. We've got 4 things. Got drums, bass. So the multi-track looper, what the multi-track looper does is record 1 bar, 2 bars, or 4 bars of each track. So each track is being routed to its own looper track, but the loopers, the 8 loopers, can get controlled globally or individually. So let's try that right now. So I'm going to record 1 bar. Here we go. There we go. So I've recorded 1 bar of those individual tracks, so I can crossfade over now. There we go. And I can mix. So that's just the bass loop. That's just the drums. So these are loops now. We're not dealing with this anymore. Yeah, that's the poly synth. That's the lead. And then I can so I can set loop lengths for each loop now. And move around the offset. So that's the bass. That's the drums. Wow, that hi-hat sounds really Casio. How did that happen? Okay. And then you can automatically juggle them all about. So it's a multi-track loop juggler thing. And it's stereo, so all the stereo reverbs get recorded. And then down here, you can either use the fader, which doesn't crossfade, it does a logic gate. So when the fader is all the way this side, the probability is high that it's going to open the gate to let the loopers through. If I put it to about halfway, there's a 50-50 chance that it's going to let the original mix through all the loops. You can use this sequencer, so I can put it to sequencer, and then I can say, if we do something like 8 bars, I can say, let's maybe say the top. I think the top ones are the looped ones, and the bottom ones are the dry. So then it will sequence between the two. So I turn these autos off. Also do the mutes as well, or the volume. So if we put it back to fader, we can sort of hear it sort of auto mixes the levels, like mutes them. It's a little clicky, but it's fine, I don't care. Oh, sometimes it will do nothing. And you can leave it looping. You can leave the looper running so that it just cycle loops. Yeah, I like things like that, yeah, where it sort of cuts the other things out. Because that's the thing with sort of beat repeaty stuff, is that like it's sort of, if you're doing everything individually or on one single beat repeat thing, it gets a little bit overwhelming. Like this kind of sort of mutes and unmutes like each looper individually to get you these sort of little remixy bits, which is kind of fun. Oh, sometimes you get nothing. What I was trying to look at today was a way to have like some sort of switching system so that I can choose what gets recorded and what doesn't, but I made it overcomplicated for myself. It was actually horrid to, whilst it only took like a couple of hours, it was quite horrid to build. So you have to sort of like patch. I've sort of patched. I wanted to do it with MC. I was like, surely I can pack all of this stuff down to MC channels and then just do it with one cable. I probably could have done that, but this is kind of what it looks like inside. It's sort of like, 16 channels going to 16 pokes. But I did use some MC here. So there's one MC phaser and then a load of different MC to do the modulo and the offsetting. And then that all gets unpacked and then goes to each way in one single voice of wave or whatever. Yeah. Where am I? Okay, let's come back here. Okay, so right, let's come away from the looper. So that's the looper. Oh, excuse me. Let's read some comments, shall we? Let's read some chat. Any more questions? How does polysynth work? Random chord gen. I think I did that earlier. Go back to the start. Let's put some reverb on it. It'll be fine. This is part of you can let me go crazy. No questions. Okay, so now I want to move on to this bit, which looks really dull, but is very interesting to me. So I kind of was thinking I want to be able to control each of these things. So each track has its own control dial, its own gain dial, its own send, its own tweak for the send effects, and its own volume for the send effects, and then eventually its own tweak for the insert effects. So I made this matrix mixer, which controls everything up here. So you'll see that if I adjust this, it's controlling all of these up here. Now, I actually did this in a previous version. Let's go to build 2. Is it build 2? Let's have a quick look at build 2. So yeah, here I kind of did it myself. Okay, we've got a stuck sound, everyone. That's it. Everyone evacuate the building. Evacuate the building. Yeah, so I did this sort of myself here and it was awful. Look at that. That's just, I hated it. So I decided to go to the dark side. Now, if you're someone who's most likely to get upset about this, I should warn you now that I partially sympathize, but also don't care. I went to the dark side and I used, this is slightly not lined up. Let's just put that. Oh yeah, that is good. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's this. So I went to the dark side and I used Claude AI to code the JavaScript in order for me to use this, which is running in JS UI. We've been working on it now for a week. It's basically what I could have done in Max. And I did build it in Max, but I was like, you know what? It's not good enough. And Claude, I've heard, is good for JavaScript. So I'm just going to give it a go. And I made this thing. And so what you can do is that you can adjust the, it's a matrix. It's somewhere between a multi-slider and a matrix control. If you know Max, you might be familiar with the multi-slider, which is what these are here, and the matrix control, which is what this thing is here. And I was like, I want something that's somewhere in between. I want to be able to click and drag anywhere on X and Y and set the values. But I also want to be able to set rows globally and columns globally. So we worked on it. So if you want, you can sort of like click down like that, and sort of doesn't really feel right, but you can kind of do it. Because I was like, oh, I want to be able to control all of this stuff. But if I suddenly just want to turn down all of the volume, then I can. You can also randomize, click here, this button here, to randomize the values with floating values or binary values like that to get 0 or 1, which is nice for remixing, muting tracks. You can lock a row. So if you want to just click on a row and only adjust that row, you can. Or you can lock a column. So if you only just want to click and drag on that column, you can do that. Or you can have no lock and just click and drag. Anyway, I thought it could possibly make a really good sequencer as well. But it's nothing that you can't do in Max. It's just that with the matrix control, you can't like click and drag to set multiple things like you can with a multi-slider. With the multi-slider, you can click and drag and set them all to one thing like that, or just scribble. With this, you can't. It's one at a time. And I was like, I want something in between. So we did it with Claude. So there you go. I've made a couple of other things with Claude as well. It's really good. But I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. I did try and ask it to help me build a procedurally generated driving game that I could put into Unreal Engine, and it kind of did it, but I decided I kind of want to do the work myself. I don't even really know if I even like this. I just wanted to see if it would work. I just thought, well, this might be this is a good idea and a good reason for me to try this out. I'm going to do it. And I did, and I was quite happy with the results. I don't know if I'm going to use it yet or not. I don't know. What happened to my song? Let's bring it back. Question: do you use a particular hand for mousing? Yes, my left hand. And I also use my third hand sometimes. And sometimes the 9th. So I completely what have I done here? I've run the drums into a resonator. Yeah, so if I just want to sort of can randomize the mutes. So I can just click this random button and it will just randomly mute or unmute tracks. And in old versions, oh, that's nice. In old versions, I had a clock to do that automatically. So that I could just leave it running and it would just randomly mute and unmute tracks and stuff. I haven't added that in. Damn. I didn't add that in. Oh, no. with this little vibe whilst I just go and do something. I'll be right back. Hold on. Clear everything. Be nice to just sort of have a button, just reload everything empty. Okay, no one's salty that I used AI to code some JavaScript for me. That's probably a good sign. Where's my song gone? What happened to my song? Ah. Okay, I think it's time for prohibition breakcore. So let's go up to 160 BPM. Let's go and get the slicer. What happened here? What happened? Oh my God. Fucking hell, that was loud. It's so loud, this patch. I had no idea how loud it is. I suppose I have got these transient things on. Let's turn that off. See what. Whoa, what happened to Ned? Ned is weird. Ned's gone weird. Hang on a minute. You know what I'm going to do, people? I'm just going to reload the patch. Do I want to save? No. Let's reload it. Let's reload it. How's the chat doing? Using AI as a tool to get an annoying job done is different to using it to spit out some art. And the outcome is the same as if you'd coded it yourself, so who cares? Yeah, man, who cares? Got my chili boots. I want a chili boat. Chili boats? What's that? Okay. Yeah, not much going on there. Okay, so we're going to do prohibition breakcore now, and we're going to talk about that. So let's get this going. Hang on, let's set this to 9 and 10. Set the audio. Okay, right. Wow. It's so loud. Why is it suddenly so loud? I suppose I have been listening to it on my MacBook speakers for a week because I've been somewhere else. Maybe it's because it's just loud in my ears. Let's go up to 160. Okay. Oh, my Nedit patch has gone all weird. What happened here? Because I'm zoomed in. What happened here? Why does it look weird? This is annoying. Wow, that is strange. Okay, I'm just going to have to be very careful. Okay, here we go. Let's get this sort of... All right. Wow, that really made a difference, that gate. Bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my, I must have made a change somewhere or something. Something weird's going on with my patch. I'm not happy about it. This won't do. This is unacceptable. It's a good thing that I decided to talk about this rather than actually play with it, because otherwise I'd be fuming right now. This was halfway through a show. Something is wrong here. It's this. That is the wrong shape. Why is it? Why? Let's empty those and reload them. See what happens. It's the same. Oh, this is wrong. Okay, let's go window constraint 0. Let's have a proper look. Let's have a proper look, shall we? Let's see what's going on here. Unlock, going back here. That is it because of that. Right, that's interesting. Let's get that the same size. Let's get that the same size and see if that fixes the problem. Let's go Shift Command S, save, replace, yes, close. Let's empty it. Let's bring it back, open. It's the same, but it's slightly better. What happened here? I think it's because I put that panel in. I've changed my mind about that panel now. It's causing me grief. Let's go back to window constraint 0. Modify read only. Let's have a look at that. Where is that thing? All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of it. Let's put this to constraint 782 229. Let's bring this back here. Okay. Let's put that to, that's better. Oh, it's that goddamn panel. All that praise I sang about the panel was all for nothing. Fuck you, panel. That's better. No, it's still, oh, okay. It's fine. Right. Okay, good. Right, let's empty that. Okay. We're going to start again. We're going to start again, people. We're going to start again. I've just had a thought. I'm going to put in those bangs. I really want the bangs to mute the tracks. Now I did. Let's go to Claude. I think I just need to do bang. I think I just need to send the message bang. Let's look at our chats here. Randomize row binary. Right. Okay. That is what I need to do. So we're going to go into the patch now. We're going to go into the patch. We're going to go to our, Jesus Christ, these floating windows. What a terrible idea. I can't fucking see anything. I've got to close all these windows. I'm going to need a close all windows button. Worst idea I've ever had. Right. Here we go. Randomize row, randomize column, randomize row. Yes, I remember. I put these in. So we do the message. Randomize row binary. Yeah, binary. Binary. 1. Let's see if 1 works. Bosh. Yes, that's it. Right. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll make a. Now I've got some somewhere. I think. Feel like I've got some somewhere. Some clocks. Yes, here's one here. Okay, we're going to steal this clock. Yes, we're going to steal this. And we're going to use this to randomize. We're going to do what 0. Let's zoom in a bit here. What 0. And we're going to do edge. And we're going to make a gate. We're going to say gate. And the gate is going to go into this. And then we'll make a toggle here. And then that will randomize row binary 1. And let's call this auto mute. Good. And let's add that to presentation. Now I've got to find where they are. My God, this is the worst bit. It's like finding where your things are when you go to presentation. Right, okay, got them. All right, so I will put that maybe, let's make this sort of size. Yes, that's nice. Okay, let's put this like here. Yeah, I'm happy now. All right, let's see if it's working. Let's set that to 4 bars. Let's bring everything back.
Bounty.
Close all windows, Alt F4. I don't know if I've got my F4. I don't know if that would work for me because I have my function key set up for other things. But thanks for that. I'm going to try that. Thanks. I'm going to try and remember that. Alt F4. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fill up the radio loopers with a load of Prohibition breakcore, and then it's just going to mix itself. So let's actually get the radio drum in. The radio drum works slightly different. It kind of does like a little sequence, but I'm going to use it to record some public domain jazz. There we go. And yeah, let's see what that sounds like. Oh, it's just going to do it once, I think. There we go. Oh, it's not very loud. It's not really doing anything exciting. No, that'll do. Okay. All right. Let's bring that in. Now's a good time to use the thing.
Blushing, 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 blushing,
minute, it's not working. That's not working. They're not working, cunt. The patch is not, it's when I click the button it does it, but when I send the message it does not output the message. Interesting. Randomized. Did I spell it wrong? Yeah, no, it's not outputting the message. I'm gonna have to ask Claude. Oh, Claude, you've let me down. Oh, I guess damn. Yeah, so when I click the button, it's doing it. But when the message, no. Unacceptable. Okay, I'm not going to do Claude vibe coding live on YouTube because that's sad. So we'll just have to make do. The thing is, even though that like I've actually sort of made Prohibition Breakcore a little easier to organize, it's lacking the same. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Maybe it's because I'm talking about what I'm doing rather than just sort of concentrating on it. But It's not normally when I do these things that I would announce that things are going to get stupid now. Stupid dance music. We don't do intelligent dance music on this channel. It's stupid, silly dance music. Goodness me, what the hell was that? Right. How are we doing in the chat? I just went off for a short bathroom breakcore. Well, I guess we could do some. How long have I been going? Just over 2 hours. Could do something a little bit more chill now. Let's come down to like 140. Yeah, I would like a button to sort of just empty all the... This is sort of the thing. This is kind of why I sort of quite like this approach of just like you can just click and drag everything and everything goes down. But where with this stuff, I sort of need to put some messages in to say empty all the machines. We're going to start again, fresh from scratch. So let's maybe... I made this today I made this string synthesizer, which is not very good. But let's have a go with it anyway and see what we can come up with. So I think let's fire this off. Oh, let's turn that off. Okay, right. Oh no, hang on. Looper off, clear the looper. Right, okay, good. Okay, that's nice. pick a key. Let's go for C minor. Wow. That width is... Sounds dreadful. Oh, sounded way good, way better earlier when I was like building it. Is there something going on with my patch that I'm not aware of? The loop is off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that sounds quite good actually. Sort of has a naff cello sound about it, which I thought kind of quite like. Put some reverb on. Shitty reverb. I'm going for early 80s digital chic. That's what I'm going for. I was trying to make this thing more easier to use, and I've actually made it harder to use. I'm just going to try and make something fun that sounds good now. Stay locked, as they say. Is that what they say? Is that what people say? I have extremely low thresholds. The rise and fall settings clued me up a bit on that. It's all toilet sounds! I'm bored of that now. I'm sort of kind of quite determined to get this thing sorted out with the why the thing isn't muting on the bangs. So I'm going to go to the dark side now and ask Claude what's going on here. So let me check. One last thing. What is it? Okay, so let's just clarify. Let's clarify that that is not happening. Where are we? Bang. So it is doing it there, but it's not. Let's close this down. Also, I can't scroll when I'm hovering over the mouse. Hovering over it with the mouse. So, okay. Bang, randomize row binary. Let's see. The message randomize binary row. Oh, randomize row. Oh, am I doing it wrong? Randomize row binary. The message randomize row binary is sending to the UI but not outputting. Oh, we don't need to spell everything. Not outputting the messages. You're right. The issue is when you call the randomized functions directly via messages, they're not triggering the continuous output. Let me fix that. Okay. It's fixing it right now. Perfect. Now you can send randomized messages directly via Bang or any other trigger. They'll output the continuous data just like clicking the buttons does. Okay, let's copy that. Let's go here. Let's go open. Let's trash all of that. Let's paste. Let's save. Let's save it as 24. Oh, that's 23. It's crapping out on me. It's crapping out on me. Cancel. Let's try that again. Delete all of that. Let's paste. Save. Backspace. 24. Okay. Let's see if this works now. Bosh! Oh, it's changed the colors. All right. Okay, that might be okay. Let's go back here. Let's just see if it does it with the transport. Yes, it works. Hey, at least I made it to do something really useful as opposed to making photorealistic videos of Stephen Hawking being pushed into a swimming pool. Brilliant. I'm happy now. I'm happy again. I was feeling like, oh, something's not right. It's because I didn't have my auto mute thing. So just to clarify, I did have that working in previous versions using a Max patch that I did all by myself. So it's not like I asked AI to do something that I couldn't have done myself. I just asked it to do something that was neater, that I could use in this nice UI, which is not really that different from what I had anyway. I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to try it. Judge me all you want. I don't care. just going to get another beer. I'll be right back. I'm basically going to keep going until I run out of beers. What's this comment? I hear some music rating channels sometimes and chat claims of this is AI are getting heavy. What does that mean? Can you elaborate on that, please? Not that I care. I've been hanging out with my niece all week. She's 13, and anytime I say anything to her, she just says, I don't care. And I think it's rubbed off on me. I kind of don't care either, actually. All right, we've got our auto mute thing working on the... That's nice. Okay, I'm happy about that. Although it hasn't really done the colors. Let's save this. Build... Yeah, we'll keep it on 3-2. Replace. And let's actually close it. And let's actually...
about the ordering procedure. You see how I refer to as the signal. Why do I have to sit down and order right? He yells and you don't get just follow the procedure and you'll be fine. As you walk in the place, immediately to your right. The main thing is to keep the line moving. Say you hold out your money, beat the soup in the last minute once. Step to the left and to the right. Very important not to embellish on your order. No extraneous comment. No question. No compliment. pushing your luck, little man. Sorry. Thank you.
This is my favorite bit with this lady.
Like cappuccino. Get yourself. I'll be all the teacher and you will be funny. Me. On your order, no extraneous comment.
exactly like now, you know. You're the same beautiful woman.
thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Invest in the Ned Rush on Patreon. Oh, I'm tired. See you next time. Goodbye.